Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Ryan George for Ryan Logan winning. It is 7:39 a.m. and it's July 2nd, 2022. I'm on my Sims 4 this morning. I shared an animal and disability charities post. Because see me, Ryan Fair, Ryan George Fair, or Ryan Logan winning as I like to call myself. Got diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia when I was 20 or 21. And on my personal Ryan Fair Facebook, which where some people know where it is, I have about 3,000 friends. And out of my 3,000 friends, there are about 11 people that are real. And there's about 17 of them that don't like me anymore. Like Jasmine and Brandy, like Dan Reichley and Damon Winning. Like this one Jared boy that looks like Billy Wesley Phelps. There's two Jared people, coincidence people. There's Margie Rubishow, who calls herself Gigi with a sister named Jeanette. And great granny Gigi and Jeanette Spangler. There is James Colvin and my friend Carl James Himes or James Crona. There is Brooke Dirks, my second girlfriend, and Bailey Connor. There is my friend Brandon Drexler and this Brandon Jones boy on my Ryan Fair Facebook. There is let's see what's another one. That's some of them. If I think of any more, I'll list them. And see, I'm 30. There was Storms Wild, whose name is Chef McGaney, that I did witchcraft with in a witchcraft coven when I was 25 or 26. But I see Jeff's coven as an extremist witchcraft cult that was unhealthy for me. And I'm 30, and sometime in 2019 is when my black friend named Ryan Cherry died from the coronavirus pandemic. And like I said, when I was young, I used to go over to this boy's house named Rob Meyer, who has an Instagram account, and his mom died while she was pregnant, and Rob Meyer bullied me. So I don't feel sorry that his mom is dead. I'm sorry. But Rob Meyer bullied the shit out of me. So I don't like him. And I don't feel sorry that his mom is dead. As much as he treated me like shit. And Rob Meyer is a people coincidence person too. I've never done things with boys before. I had a first kiss when I was 7 or 8 with a girl named Emma. I got with my first girlfriend Alicia, who has an Instagram account, when I was 13 or 14. With Alicia, I figured her we didn't have sex because her mom and dad were always there. And then I got with my second girlfriend, Brooke Dirks, on Ryan George for a ripoff report. when I was 15 or 16. And Brooke Dirks gave me a blowjob, and I ate her out and fingered her. And then I was with a third black girl named Tanya, who died sometime about 5 or 6 years ago. A fourth one named Nadia, who was Christian, who didn't give me sex because she was Christian. And then my fifth girlfriend, Sabrina La Rochelle, is on YouTube as the La Rochelle Crew. And see, with Nadia, she's getting married to her new husband during the coronavirus. Alicia doesn't answer my messages anymore. Brooke Jerks denied my friend request. Tanya died sometime about 5 or 6 years ago. My fourth girlfriend, Nadia, denied my request when I sent it to her probably about 8 months ago. And then I fingered my fifth girlfriend, Sabrina La Rochelle, when I was 17. And then from the time until I was 17 until I was 20, I sat in this house on Jessica's Lane, and all my alternative school friends unfriended me. And I dealt with physical and emotional abuse by my dad, George Fair, who was an evil man that was not giving me my schizophrenia money, would feed into my psychosis that I had about 3 years ago when my black friend died from the coronavirus. And really all my girlfriends have cheated on me, and sometime about 3 years ago I could make a girlfriend. I could not make a girlfriend, even though I'm attractive, and I'm not a virgin. Unlike people who want to think that Ryan George Fair is a virgin, I'm not. I had 5 girlfriends. I had a first kiss, and I had a girlfriend with black hair 9 months ago named Blurta Lucky on Instagram. And me and Blurta did 5 or 6 threesomes with my friend Austin. And I let this boy named Noah have sex with her, and I sat in the corner and masturbated as Noah had sex with my girlfriend. And my first threesome was with my friend James, who is on Twitter as Big Dick James. My second was with a boy named Alex, who was on a playground project. And see, what Alex did was done and never talked about again. But Sharolaid is still relevant. Even today, you don't ever see tweets about Alex's playground on Twitter, but Sharolaid, the drag queen, is known on Twitter. About once every 2 weeks, there's a new tweet with him. And guess who has all those precious answers as to what happened to Sharolaid? Me, Ryan George Fair. And I was just like, well, I can't make a girlfriend. And Alex, who stole from me, who brought bed bugs in my house, with him and his schizophrenic evil girlfriend, Courtney. And they steal things from Ryan Glass all the time. And then he slept with Allison Freeman, who doesn't like me, so fuck you. No, I could not make a girlfriend. So I felt like the best thing to do was to have a lot of fun and post Vicky Rice's rip-off reports, because she's not a friendly psychic person. She's a huge fat dyke. And I'm glad that she was beaten up for being a transvestite at a gay bar. And see, she wants to sit there and think that I'm gay when I'm not. I've never done things with boys a day in my life. And sometime during my psychosis about 3 years ago when my black friend died from the coronavirus, this huge fat faggot named Levi Carver added me. Because he wanted Shane Dawson and Sharolaid and Jeffree Star information out of me. And if anybody wants Jeffree Star information about Sharolaid and Jeffree Star, fuck you. And Ryan Rosenzweig made fun of me, but he was using Billy Wesley Fouts. He unfriended him years ago, so he's not a cool Sharolaid person. To people who want to sit there and think that he was best friends with Billy Wesley Fouts, no, he was not. He unfriended him, and then he never talked to him again. And Billy Wesley Fouts laughed when his mom got cancer, and Billy Wesley Fouts probably still doesn't even talk to his fucking ass. And sometime about 5 years ago, this old lady that used to hang out with my mom named Donna passed away. And then my mom's friend died because she was an alcoholic. And last night, me and James went out driving, and I was like, well, you know Danielle Bergoli. It's only a rumor that she's a schizophrenic. She's only bipolar. Me, Ryan George Fair, is a diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic with 9 or 10 people on my Ryan Fair Facebook that are real, and about 17 of them that don't like me anymore. And I had a reaction to Tourette syndrome medication when I was 7 or 8. And that's Tourette syndrome in my neck. And I had a reaction to the Halidol injection that they put me on about 3 or 4 years ago when my black friend died from the coronavirus named Ryan Cherry. And I have stomach problems where I throw up. I'm not sure why. And I'm having tactile hallucinations in my feet. See, I was on a treatment team called the Shepherd Pratt Act team that abused me, which was part of Maryland Shepherd Pratt. And the first alternative school I went to was called the Furbush School, on the grounds of Maryland Shepherd Pratt, which is where I met all my friends. And then I went to another school called the Air Center for Education. And I was one of the most popular boys at Furbush because Victor the Pyro, or Victor Hill, my friend who doesn't talk to me anymore, was my best friend the whole time I was there. And I used to hang out with him and Carl James Himes, who is my black friend on my Ryan Fair Facebook. And see, growing up, I didn't like white people. I hung out with black people more because my stepsister has a daughter named Kaja who is black, another one named Abria, and another one named Anaja, and she recently had 2 more black grandchildren. And I don't go over to my mom's house because my stepdad is abusive, and my dad is abusive physically and emotionally and verbally, and he can act like he's a nice guy around my friends, but behind closed doors he punches me in the face, would not give me my disability money, would make fun of me over my schizophrenia symptoms, would call me a homosexual even though he's the one that had a Buddy Love gay porno in his room that I found when I was 8 years old. And really, I don't like my dad, George. And if I could move out of this house, as long as you're not a serial killer, I'd probably move in with you. My mom told me she thought my dad was a rapist. And I have a black friend named Davon that has a YouTube channel who went to my alternative school. And I'm going to take my antidepressant. That's Tourette syndrome in my neck. So I've had probably 2 seizures from my Tourette syndrome, and I've been in 3 psychoses as a paranoid schizophrenic person. And on my Ryan George Fair Facebook, there are about 10 or 11 people that are real. Like John Powell, for example. It makes me think of John Hawk, the guy that raped the girl on Stickham. And things like that. Jasmine and Brandy. Jeff McGaney or Storms Wild. Margie Rubichaux and Jeanette. Dan Reichley and Damon Winning, the musical artist. But they're 2 different people. And sometimes I have conversations with my friend Javier, who is a Hispanic boy on my Ryan Fair Facebook. So my belief is that there is a girl with black hair that follows me around all the time with a knife and a gun, with blonde hair at a certain point, and a man with a beard named Zeus. And I used to play Happy Aquarium years ago, but I don't play that anymore because I can't figure out how to play it. I play My Sims 4. I used to play Grand Theft Auto. Or other car games. And I used to watch Robot Chicken on Adult Swim. And sometime about 3 or 4 years ago, my friend James Coleman moved out. And I thought he replaced me with this boy named Tyler Carmen. But he says I'm still his best friend. And then I have another friend named Robert Simpson who is a boxer on the Gladiator Games YouTube. And sometimes I have conversations with this guy who calls himself Ghetto Mark G. And like I said 9 months ago, I had a girlfriend with black hair. At least I'm not a virgin. I've talked to people who are virgins. I might have gone long periods of time without sex. But Ryan George Fair at 902B Jessica's Lane is no virgin. Let's see what's my longest video on here. An hour and 4 minutes. And see, I never got to talk to Jeffree Star, or Chris Crocker, or Kara, or Danielle Bregoli. Even though I'm Ryan George Fair, or William Sled, or Matthew Lush, or Gay God. Instead, I dealt with abuse from my dad, George, sitting in this house on Jessica's Lane. And things like that. And because of my schizophrenia for about 3 or 4 years, I was not driving. I would have my friends drive me around because I would hallucinate behind the wheel. I don't know. But I like to watch Judge Judy. And I had a girlfriend with black hair 9 months ago, like I said. And me and my friend Austin did 5 or 6 threesomes on her. And like I said, the Rob Meyer boy severely abused me, and he's a people coincidence person. I don't know. So my belief is that a girl that looks like Amy Lee from Evanescence, or the girl from The Ring, in The Well follows me around all the time with a knife and a gun. And I lost my car pushing job sometime about 2 years ago. And I don't smoke marijuana. I only drink when I get my disability money. There were times where my dad George would throw me out and play these stupid games where he would come get me later. Like one time he threw me out and said he didn't want me. And then I went over to my mom's house and she was like, we don't want you here either. So fuck you, Pam Willie, and Tony Mitchell Willie, and TJ Willie. Anybody can look on Maryland Judiciary Case Search and look up Tony Mitchell Willie and see it's about 6 pages long between my stepdad and my stepbrother. And anybody can look up Pamela Willie and see my mom's record. And really, my first girlfriend, Alicia, cheated on me, and she never answers my messages anymore. But I only fingered her because she didn't want to give me sex because her parents were there. And then I was with my second girlfriend, Brooke Jerks, on the slander page that the Vicky Rice bitch made about me. When I was 16. I was with a third black girl named Tanya who died sometime about 5 or 6 years ago. A fourth one named Nadia who denied my request, who's getting married to her husband during COVID. And then a fifth one named Sabrina Lou Rochelle that I fingered at my 17th birthday party when I was 17, who has challenges on her YouTube. And then, like I said, 9 months ago, I had a girlfriend with black hair, and me and my friend Austin did 5 or 6 threesomes on her, and at this point, I even know I have sex with my girlfriend. I'm the kind of guy, when I get with girls, I like to share my girlfriends with my guy friends. And really, I got nothing out of being Brian George Fair, except for going years without sex, being abused by Alex, who stole my Xbox from me with his schizophrenic girlfriend Courtney, watching him sleep with 2 or 3 girls in front of me while girls don't like me. So I was just like once a week on Twitter, there's a new tweet where people want to know what happened to Sharolaid, and all those precious answers are in my head, so you must have the wrong Ryan Fair, motherfucker. I don't have to answer a question ever about if he's coming back, any of his YouTube accounts, or anything like that, because I got nothing out of my situation. And sometime about 2 or 3 years ago, I wrote down that my disability pay was not giving me my money. I wrote down I was in psychosis because my black friend died. I wrote down that I was stolen from and cheated on, and people didn't care and disliked my videos. So fuck people who want answers. They're all in my head, and Billy Wesley Fouts is never coming back to the internet. I gotta pee over right now. It's just my dad, George Charles Fair. Is that evil? I don't know. But I'm in a good mood. The turtle's in my room. This is going on 33 minutes. It's 8:12 a.m. in the morning. And it's Saturday the 2nd. I'm going to upload this on Ryan George for Ryan Winning Sims 4 channel, which has 12,965 views. I have my crystal ball in my room that I meditate with. And I have my Wicca for Beginners book. God, I hate these flies in my room. Amanda Bynes has a YouTube channel. She uploaded a video 2 months ago. I was just going on 37 minutes. It is July 2nd, 2022. And it's 8:16 a.m. in the morning here in Bel Air, Maryland. So much love and peace to everybody out there in the YouTube world from Ryan George Fair.